Hi and welcome everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Fresh Jazzy Sounds. Freshly released jazzy music, mostly new releases, but I must say all I will play are releases from 2021. I've not purchased any vinyl in 2022. That's not a New Year's resolution, of course not, but I'm just a little bit slow this year. Let's put the needle in the groove and start off with the Black Teardrops, a reissue from 1981 from South Africa. The record label is, let me double check the hype sticker, Ashams, the Sun Archive. It's a master tape fold of this record label. And I must honestly say, South African albums I know very little about. I know there has been a strong jazz scene, maybe there still is. You can often recognize the music as there's a certain smoothness. It's very beautiful music. This is called By Movements in the City. I'm really surprised by this one. It really sounds beautiful. It has been a reissue I played a lot last year. If you look on the backside, you see the members. I'm not familiar with them. I don't recognize any of the names. But as you can hear from the sample, it's warm keyboards. Well, the warmth is flowing through the whole music. This song reminds a lot of the Crusaders, early Crusaders 70s albums. It is not that strong connected to the music, but as soon as you hear a trumpet and a sax together, it's reminded me of the Crusaders, which is music I like also very much. For the next album we go to Japan, Soul Media with Funky Stuff. I think on the Obi sticker you immediately recognize the HMV who has reissued this. It's Deep Jazz Reality. Title, of course, Funky Stuff, comes from Kool and the Gang. They also do a cover, but of course it's much more jazzy. It's much more related or incorporating jazz music. Although early Kool and the Gang, there are also many jazz influences, but they come from the funky side. So Media is coming more from the jazz side and incorporating the funk. You're getting an album that really sounds sweet. It stays a funky album. It's really funky jazz. Again, you have that strong connection to the Crusaders. They even do a cover of a Crusaders album or a song. It's Scratch. And for the next album we go to an album that is released last year. By the way, I did not know if I mentioned it, but Soul Media, the Funky Stuff album, is from 1975 originally. This album, Nick Waters and the Paradox Ensemble, Implicate Order. Nick Waters has really found his own way in UK jazz. Usually it's I would not say big band, but I think it's correlating to the Paradox Ensemble. It's really usually an ensemble. They're loads of instruments. I think if you look at the backside, you can find an alto sax, a trumpet, a flute, trombone, sousaphone, piano, guitar, accordion, synths, bass, percussion, drums. That gives a special vibe to the music. Of course, it's not 70s big band funk, but it is relating a little bit to that, and that incorporating with the UK sound, UK jazz sound, you get this beautiful music that really resonates with me. And from an album, from a big ensemble, we go to a one-man band. It is called Borealism, Whispers in the Wood. I will have to organize my stuff a little bit better. Album is nicely color vinyl. As you know, I usually go for the black version, but on this one I chose to go for the colored vinyl. It looks very nice. I don't really know where he comes from, because Borealism is, I believe his name is more Finnish, but he lives in the US, and the music itself reminds me much more of early 2000 electronic music incorporating jazz, which I would almost say it is a German album, but I really don't know. It's really a mix of different styles, but going much more in electronic direction. So you have a little bit of ambient feel, some songs are a little bit more trip hop, you have a little bit of everything. And the next album is something fun. It's an audiophile album, although I don't think a lot of people will recognize it as an audiophile album. It's a jazz album from, I think, 2011. Gejoma. The album is called Soleja. It is from Sweden, and people who are familiar with the jazz album Jazz at the Pawn Shop from Sweden, which is famous for, well, it's generally recognized as one of the best recorded albums. And it has a strong relationship to this one. Wait, I want to play a song of the other side. It's a trio. So you have the guitar, the drums, and the bass. So it's George Wanderniers who's playing the guitar you're hearing. You have Matthias Svensson on bass, and you have Jonas Holgersson on drums. And the connection with the Jazz Pawn Shop, I did not realize that, but that is recorded by Gert Palmkrantz, and he recorded this one together with his son. And if you know the sound on just the pawn-shop jazz, it is recorded very, very well, and or mic'd very well. That's also true for this one. They used a specific, what they mention it, Diederik de Geer microphones, number 3 and 4, line amplifier. They did not use any kind of mixer, so it went straight to a Struder A820 master recorder. And there is also on YouTube a short video clip where they show how to record it, or how they did record it, and how they are making the music. It's just amazing when you take out everything in between the musicians and the recording, and really less is more. This is really an album. Just put the volume almost something like 8 and it will still sound beautiful. You will really get immersed in the music and just love the playing. It really takes you to the music. Next is a Christmas album. Surprise, of course. And this is something that I got just before Christmas. It's Sharon Jones and the Deftones. It's a holiday soul party. I also saw it was reissued late last year. I got the edition from 2017. And it's fun for Christmas to have Christmas albums. It really fits the time of the year. It brings you in the right spirit. It's very enjoyable, and everybody likes to listen to Christmas songs around Christmas. I don't know in January, now, this time, but anyway. Sharon Stone, the songs are covers and own songs, which really gives the music a nice mix. Of course, for Sharon Stone, her voice, you get that immediately mixture with the 60s. But I must say, the retro music, or the way they mixed the old sounds with the new stuff, really makes it a very enjoyable album. And it's fun. This song is called Funky Little Drummer Boy. This is one of the songs that was newly written for the album, and it fits just perfectly with the other albums, or with the other songs. And as you were with Christmas, you slowly go into a party mode, of course. It was a soul party. This is an album called Illegal Jazz. No cover. It is by, the songs are by, it's on the other side of the label. It's Delfonic Kapote, I believe. They release 12 inches. They're DJs who make their own mixes, put it on vinyl, partly for themselves to have the music on vibe and play the music. It's 70s music, remixed, but done very, very well. Of course, it has a strong 2000 beat under the music. starts beating. If you want to have a party, this is the kind of music you put on. I don't really know why it's called illegal jazz. I know volume 2 was illegal. I don't think some of the samples got cleared. Let's see if you can recognize the next song, where it's coming from. And it's the Soul Tornadoes. I didn't know myself. It makes me wonder, what else did Soul Tornadoes put out? Something to look into. On the other side is, for example, Sun Goddess of Ramsey Lewis, also beautifully remixed. Well, we cannot call it remix, it's almost completely redone. Although you can still clearly hear the original, and that's really done cleverly. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the music, see you next time.